Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all ages, you know who you are watching a violent FPS. I am your host, Angendro. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. You have found what to play next. For subscribing is free. Liking, commenting, these will all make this chick smile. We bring to you everything that is awesome in gaming. We are playing Mass Effect all the way through. I did play it previously. It was on one of my siblings' Xboxes, so I couldn't transfer it to Mass Effect 2. You can't take it with you. But I did decide to go back and play through, so you're on the saga, the quest, nay, the journey that is Mass Effect 1. One of the best RPGs at all time, so definitely worth the watch. I occasionally watch things like this online as mini-series, so I did decide to go ahead with it and just kind of upload one a week or, thereabouts. Right now, we are fighting our way out from a monkey. Here's Do Not Deceive You, friend. We had a monkey steal transmitter from a fairly high-end probe. We do still work for humanity, even though, the council. Who needs those guys? So what we're gonna do is fall back here and see if we can't, in the meantime, loot the place! Yeah, take it all. Great, buddy. Try and do me like that. Oh, homie! Anyways, we've got a huge fight ahead of us, basically. Our old bosses, who lent us a spaceship, so they know where we live, called, and said, hey, we really do need your help with this. The probe is down. It's very important. So take a look, and we do still work for them. Council is very definitely our boss. Make no mistake. So that's the real thing. That is a very real thing. But as previously mentioned, Fudge! Are you kidding me right now? Oh, and I just hung up on a light. Gotta be kidding me. Oh, I can't regen for a minute. This is gonna be bad news in like 3 seconds. Cover. That is the wrong way to cover. Cover this way. Holy hell. But yeah, this is a brutal fight. We're after another Spectre named Saren. He is a vicious beast. He's been around forever. He found the Reapers, who had previously terminated all life and teamed up with one of the oldest Sari, very revered woman, to cause as many problems as humanly possible on his sentient spaceship called Sovereign. So we are piloting the Normandy. Basically, humanity lent us our spaceship. Shouldn't have the purest motives. We are the first human inspectors, so I'm sure that, that's one of the wisest decisions that Command can make. How am I in shadow here? On my good side, though, so I kind of wanted to leave it. But it's kind of one of the wisest decisions that you can make, is to continue to monitor people who are moving up by lending them equipment, resources, that sort of thing. So you kind of can't fault them for it. I'm trying to draw these guys. I learned in Diablo that this is how you handle this sort of fight. You do pull the enemy. You do use your cover. Insurmountable things. We're not insurmountable. In fact, you could beat them using D&D rules. And we did learn that Diablo, and then again in Baldur's Gate, when Wizards of the Coast took over TSR, and they decided to follow entirely. Since then, we've been kind of reaching a little bit. For RPGs, you will find just absolutely shiny temple standout examples like this. that are just incredible. They received a lot of acclaim, but they can get masked. That is a possibility, so I really should fall back, and I really don't want to. I hate it when I get impatient like this. There are no less than 3 squads, and I don't have a radar. I don't have, you can get it to your tech to the point where you can overcome that. But, they're there. Stick your head out, rabbit! I know how to snipe too. That's not too much for them. If they do headshot you, they are brutal. So the Geth are nothing to laugh at. They're the race, essentially. I don't know if they can reproduce or if they do that asexually, but they're a race of synthetic robots. Actually trying to free up my squad to shoot at this guy. It's kind of cool, you can do that. Race of synthetic robots that was created by the Quarians quite some time ago. And they got their own freedom, and that was a tough one for us. Traditional humanity does stand for freedom. America remained a world power even in this, fictional timeline. I'm sure doing no small part to our ability to war. Something that a theme that prevails in space opera. So every time you beat a squad, you save. So there's a way to do this. Systematic. My dad was Akatosh, the Dragon God of Time. I'm sure you recognize the name in one capacity or another, whether you can turn to a friend and ask them, or whether you can... how many points do I have here? Just recall off the top of your head. It's a real thing. My dad helped launch Bethesda software because I used my social connections to do the same. That was quite some time ago. Long time ago. We helped make an American Pie. So they've been successful ever since in a very unique way, in a way that lets me critique TSR and understand gaming. And I've really always felt blessed to have been a part of that. I was very invested in being upper class. You do have to do something like that to stay upper class. Unless I don't stand to inherit much, and I probably won't. So, unless you're going to inherit an empire, you better do something. America is really fiercely competitive, so if you do want to lay claim to that, and we're not, you're not a... Did I already loot this out? Who's big now? Hilton, you know what I mean? Then you have to make your own name, and so we did. So I went with Jindra. I took my dad's grandmother's name. She was a Romanian gypsy. And in mythology, that's traditionally opposed to nobility. In all of my fiction, I am nobility. So I felt like that was a great counterbalance, like a way to be like a pirate queen, the way that I wanted to be. So that's how I handled that. What wasn't a rise to fame, even though I am in the games, what very much was, if I die from a poisonous planet, that would be just everything to me. Just everything. What very much was just a part of my life. I was never going to give up in a million years being upper class. I was going to do whatever it took to make it. There was nothing that could stop me. So that was, hey, I ran into it on CompuServe. They were game. I talked with my mother about, do I talk to people who are technically above me about this? And she was like, well, there's a way to do that. And think hard before you do. So I did. And I did decide to promo them socially, but quietly, because in the gaming community, that sort of thing isn't frowned on at all. And so you do have to make your own safeguards. So my years of launching corporations are long past, but I still absolutely am involved in the gaming community. I am a 27-year pro gamer, and one of the first females in that field, and Mara was one of my
nice shot. Guess the beast had it coming.
So that was a really great experience. Oh, hold on. How do I return to the Mako? Or return to the Normandy? So we've got it all here. we can return up. Our side quest is over, and we can return to the main quest where we're hunting down Saren. We have a lead in his compatriot's daughter. She's a scientist. I have my license to practice science and communications, so this chick sounds majorly awesome. And we're gonna kind of work our way around. I don't want to miss the chance to explore the galaxy, so I am taking, the recommendations with a little bit. She's so helpful. This is an extremely strong female character. If you like these flicks in science fiction, these are incredible. They tell you all about the planets and everything. This is so well done. I couldn't handle it. I also couldn't not think of Elantris when I saw that planet, but that's another story. She's such a strong character. So impressively well done. I would never be like her. You can get the mineral deposits like you do in the old sci-fi games. They really just thought of everything. There are hidden planets. There's meteor fields. You keep a codex. So it's great. It took all the best parts of StarCraft and really just continued on with that. Okay, so we did Pharos. Is Pharos where the Thorian is? Let's see if this place really is looted out. I take being a pirate queen serious.
Commander, urgent message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
What do you need, Admiral?
There's an Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations. One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our override commands. It's gone rogue.
Are you telling me this computer is thinking on its own?
We're not stupid, Shepard. This is a virtual intelligence, not a true AI. It's not self-aware, and it can't access any external systems. We didn't do anything illegal here. Virtual intelligence support is critical to our military success. VIs process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core and manually disable it.
Can't you disable it remotely?
Our fail-safes aren't responding. The VI operates on a closed network. It can't affect any external systems, but we don't have any direct access to its processes. We could bomb it from orbit, but the damage to the facility would be catastrophic. We'd prefer to have someone shut down the core. Someone like you. I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human. You're still part of the Alliance military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only one that can pull this off, Shepard. Good luck.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. So you do get the little side quests, because they don't have very many independent agents. And so, there's nothing for it. Is that all the planets? Like I said, every once in a while you do swing all the way around, and I found a spaceship once, by doing that, where, it was just this little Easter egg, So, nobody's gonna die while I survey the planets. We've all decided this. We all got together, decided on this. So you can read up on the universe. I am almost always playing with somebody whenever I play video games, so I do tend to skim through that sort of thing. But it's a lot of fun if you're, I've experienced I went to university for a minute in Baltimore. I was thinking about going on to programming, so I did move closer to Bethesda. But I decided ultimately not to pursue that, because I was interested in design, and the jobs really just weren't there. So I wasn't going to try and pursue, at that point, 8-year-old relationships, is what it would have been. So I am moving back towards gaming, so I'm excited to be a part of that, especially with pro gaming, moving into FPSs, which I love playing, obviously. The Exogenic Corporation, these guys are so shady. Their crap goes wrong so often. I feel bad because Big Pharma hides it so well, and they really do. They have the same sort of problems where it's so experimental. They founded the pilot colony on Pharos to explore the Prothean rooms that blanket 2/3 of the planet's landmass. The atmosphere is fouled with dust. Terrestrial travel is hampered by crumbled debris dozens of meters deep. There are indications that Pharos was a much colder world in the past. Pharos has 2 large moons, Organ and Bardet. They mix French slightly more. And I wonder if it's because there's like health and human services in here, so they obviously did some sort of research. You'll tend to run into the Latin to do that. So you pick, I almost always pick Spanish because I'm literate in French. So if it's Latin, then I turn towards, like putting it, I don't know how to explain it, America accepts the Mesoamerican fascinations that allow things like our pharmaceutical companies to have a completely different trajectory from Europe. So we do embrace that, but it means that we have to be really precise when we're making even, I do social sciences and that's where my life is. So, even if I'm going to make a recommendation for food design, I just immediately, I make sure that it's, my French, my Spanish, my Mesoamerican, all separate, and separating that by Latin is an extraordinarily easy way to do that. So I can see where, had they called in anyone on health and human services, or anyone even in the space program, maybe, they might do that as well. I only know it through neurobiology. It was my secondary.
Yes, Commander?
Aliens on the ship. They handle some social things
Presley.
here.
Yes, ma'am.
She's so sociable that I feel like it was a little bit of a dodge there. Incredibly strong female character for the time, 2000s. So they made her very personable, but one of the first female Marines again. You know what I mean? So they had a good template to follow. Alright, let's see what we've got here. I got a recommendation from my fans to bring Garrus along. They actually said that he was an incredibly well fleshed out character. I like Rex, but he's kind of a pain in my butt. Tali is such a lightweight that it's tough. Your tech strength goes through the roof, and I would love to explore. Maybe she has something to bring with the Geth. This seems like a very tech-heavy mission, so we'll see how often we die.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
But we never played with
Logged.
Them, so this will be
the commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
The Navy is a great template for space opera because it's solidly Air Force. It's my understanding that we interact socially with Europe about the space program using Navy standards. I had a couple of Navy friends that kind of mentioned stuff like that in passing. So, that's what hits our books and stuff like that. It's what people talk about. But everything in America, that's because we are part of an incredibly active space program that's not privately funded. It's all Air Force. So, take all of your sci-fi with a grain of salt. When I call this space opera, I'm not bashing the level of research that they did at all. They were incredible. I am pointing out, at all times that this is a secondary. Wait, I just left here. That's Greta.
The Thorian forced me to think what it wanted. I felt when you killed it.
What's with the rogue AI? They told me it was here.
It will take time for things to get back to normal.
Matcha? I think not. Alright, hold on. Let's head back to the spaceship. They must be a different... This is where the Thorian was. We literally just took this quest. Must be one system over. Never make it as an astronavigator. I am great with the sextant. I do well with the compass and map. And it's hilarious because if I'm in a city, I am so used to closed. I don't know how to explain it. Everything in the north is connected by tunnels. Even in New York, you'll see, that's how it works out. That once you take me out of that really specific urban environment, I'm just done. I can't do things with circles and stuff like that, so. Sorry, Tali. You thought you were going
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
We were just checking back, it turns out. We just got through. There was an angry dandelion that was taking over the world there.
Decontamination in
Saren
progress.
And the Geth went and popped it, dropped it some slaves, tried to take out the colony also.
Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. Exo Presley stands relieved.
What is this on? Presley, help a brother out here. What the heck is going on? I don't love Caden. Saren, and he's supposed to be my romantic interest, so I'm having a heck of a time here. On the upside, I am going back through my squads, and exploring a lot more options there. Yeah, okay, so that was Exogen. I thought we hit up Exogen again. Hold on, it's a rogue something or other. It's not in this system. We've got Pharaohs, we've got Hercules. Go somewhere else. My options for class, static beta. Is that every single system in here? This is so beautiful. If you just want to take, my dad used to make me do this, especially computer games sunsets everything, and just really take a moment and appreciate it.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in unsecured communication.
Every time we come out of hyperdrive.
If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Different? Okay, so that's just because we dropped out of hyperdrive. That's fine. Alright, where else can we go? We have Liara's dig site, we have Gemini, Lucy, Kepler Verge, Armstrong Nebula, Voyager Cluster. None of these appear to have a quest aside from Noveria. Don't want to progress too quickly. We'll check out Noveria really fast and see if there's anything good going on there. Just because, basically. I hate to, you know, you kind of had this great for the finish and miss so much about this. There is sometimes a straight in so far as the against another Spectre who is trying to end the world, but it's a lot less Spectre than there's an invasion. For us, it's more of a concern that he might be able to access Prothean technology. Humans have been exploring that, so there's a fiscal. I always feel better when there's a fiscal element because there's this fake hysterics that they encourage the middle class to have, and I just have to note that that's, you know, like for show so that corporations can push agendas. So I always feel matriarchs, writings discovered. These matriarchs are, the race is extraordinarily old, so they have a great backstory. Noveria is a small frozen terrestrial world barely habitable. By conventional definitions, it's privately chartered by the Noveria Development Corporation of Leasel Labs to perform research too dangerous or controversial to be performed elsewhere. It's the source of many wild conspiracy theories. So let's see if this is where I didn't even think to listen to the name of I'll have to go back through the post and look through the footage. We'll get the main quest and then I'll call it. This is an incredibly beautiful game with a great FPS interface.
Approach control, this is the SSV Normandy, requesting a vector and a berth.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
I love Joker. We'll riot if Joker buys it. Alright. So let's find out what's going on in here, huh? Don't you guys like Bonanza? Hold on. I thought I had a potential something or other flash up there, but I guess not. Alright. Pow! Exit the ship. Who did we decide on? Garrus and Tali? Let's do it up. She just lit up on my screen, so I assumed that was the next mission. Pay better attention.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
For me, it's so social.
Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Jokes about Pong aside, I did get to experience seeing television, but I learned how to program when I was 7. So this has always been this way for me, where it was even on PC gaming. It was social experience. You know, you brought your brother. All right, boys, what do you got for me? Let's going on?
That's far enough.
We're not here to cause problems.
This is an unscheduled arrival. I need your credentials.
You first.
We're the law here. Show some respect. I'm Captain Maiko Matsuo, Ilanis Risk Control Services.
I'm a Spectre. My name is Shepard.
Load of horse crap, ma'am. We will need to confirm that. Also, I must advise you that firearms are not permitted on Novaria. Sergeant Sterling, secure their weapons.
Citadel authority supersedes yours.
Stand down. Their house, their rules.
I'll be behind you. That armor's in good condition?
Captain Matsuo, stand down! We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
You may proceed, Spectre. I hope the rest of your visit will be less confrontational. Parasini-san will meet you upstairs. Behave yourself.
Yeah, so... they're not the Gath, which is nice.
I'm sure Parasini-san will answer any questions you have.
What's up, Platinum Blonde?
Get out of here.
Oh. Whatever. Guess I'm just Ned Stark. What are you? Ooh, I want to play. Do I put a quarter in? What's going on? And then Woden bless you. Alrighty. Already did, son. Already did. Did a better job than Zeus, actually. Let's take a look around, and then, like I said, we'll call it. I just want to get a better idea of what's going on here, since we did get the call. Find out what the heck it is. We're going through security. I hate going through security.
I am Gianna Parasini, assistant to Administrator Analeus. We apologize for the incident in the docking bay.
I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. You understand our security chief was only doing her job. One of my duties is orientation of new arrivals. Do you have any questions?
Pretty heavy security for such a small port.
The Executive Board does everything in its power to protect the privacy of our client corporations.
Is this privacy intended to hide illegal research?
This planet is beyond the jurisdiction of the Citadel. The law is what the Executive Board says it is. Do you know how valuable this planet is? How many advances in genetics and artificial intelligence got their start here?
Pretty heavy security for such a small port.
The Executive Board does everything in its power to protect the privacy of our client corporations.
I can't have my investigation hampered.
Tread lightly. The Board can bury you in litigation. You'd need an Asari lawyer to see the case through.
Has anyone unusual passed through here recently?
Unusual? An Asari matriarch passed through a few days ago. Lady Benezia.
Saren's aide is here.
Can I speak with her?
Benezia left for the Peak 15 research complex days ago. To the best of my knowledge, she's still there.
Could you tell me how to get there?
You'll need to ask Administrator Analeus for clearance to leave this port.
Where can I find the Administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Okay, cool. Well, the Asari are a fun bunch. Like I said, really interesting, very long-lived. So, since the Alps were kind of replaced by the Goth, just going traditional mythology, then the Asari were able to take that place with the whole, I don't know how to explain it, ability to see the future and that sort of thing, where you do go to them for that social aspect of it. And then obviously we're pursuing the Protheans, who are going to bring about the end of the world. So that's kind of how they went space opera on it. So I am Injindra. This is what to play next. Link in the description below if you want to play along. Also, we did partner with Gamer Grind. Gamer Coffee shipped to your door, and we have our merch there. So if you love Pirate Queens, if you are a Pirate Queen, if you're in love with a Pirate Queen, or if you just want to flaunt your desire to play the next game, and not to finish the one that you're on, plaster what to play next on all of your merch. Coffee cups, mugs, hoodies, the whole kit and caboodle. So you can support us that way as well. We love you guys. Thank you for coming along for the ride. We will see you